us. Because as much as we love everyone, right, we have to first love ourselves, right? The Bible does say, right, you must love your neighbor as you love yourself. But you got to ask yourself, how much do you love yourself? And sometimes people are loving their neighbor or their friends more than they love themselves, and that's a sin. It's a sin to love somebody more or differently than you love yourself, right? And love don't mean how you treat people. Love means how you respond to their actions, or more so, it's based on how you respond to people's actions, right? That's what love is. Love isn't, love bombing or just whatever, but it's loving. It's deciding, right, how we gonna respond to their actions. So I love someone if they betrayed me before and I decided to give them grace and distance. That's love, right? A false sense of love is someone does me wrong and I decide to do payback. That's a false sense of love, but it's love nonetheless. Because you wouldn't love that if you didn't love that person. You really wouldn't have a response for them, but you love them enough to have a response for them. So, that's love. You just hate that, you respond this way because you feel you have to reciprocate the bad energy. But, a good sense of love is reciprocating good energy. But a lot of people will self-destruct, self-sabotage by the way they love because they put other people first. And when they putting other people first, right? When they're putting other people first, it's putting them last and it's destroying them and it's messing with their mind. That's why when you see people, in relationships that are not official relationships and they're having problems or they're speculating or they're drama filled or they're just always digging for something, it's an unhealthy sense somewhere because you want to snoop, you want to spy, you want to expose, but you don't want to give them distance to give yourself peace. Why don't you love yourself enough to give yourself peace? I found myself before, tripping, right? And I'm sitting around here waiting for a response, waiting for a text, waiting for communication. And the longer things don't happen, the more I'm speculating on what's possibly going on. And I apologize, friend, if you're hearing this, but it was just my little mind. But anyway, I had to, realize, first of all, the respect, the space that we have for each other, the love that we have for each other, the respect that we have for each other. It's the wrong to assume anything. All I can assume from this person is that they care about me a lot by the way they reciprocate, by the way they, put out and whatnot. Because the thing is that anybody can reciprocate to you and they hate you at the same time, be setting you up. But I had to learn how to love myself a little bit more, care about my situation a little bit more, and give them the space and freedom to walk into my world when they are ready, right? If we're not a certain relationship status, then I don't hold them to those standards, right? I respect your space, all right? If I feel like I'm slighted anywhere, I should take a step back and just breathe and just focus on my own stuff. All right. The purpose of life is reasoning. We have life to reason. The Bible says, choose ye this day whom you will serve. The purpose of life is reason.